Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Kaiser here. Today's video is a patch for mid-season 1 and I'm making this video as quick as possible because there is a lot of things we have to go through. The faster we go through it, the faster you can prepare. Okay, let's begin. Zozer says, hey everyone, this one is in the announcements, just in case you didn't check it in the Discord. Season 1 balance changes are coming, and as referenced last week, we have collected data from Season 0 and also the BYOD tournament and feedback, so they want to make sure we have an exciting Season 1. This patch will be the last balancing patch of the season. Of course, if there are new bugs or game-breaking issues, we will fix them. Okay, we acknowledge that this conflicts what we said earlier, that we will not have any balance patch, but given the circumstances, the community feedback, we believe we need to be flexible here so that we have a more diverse Season 1. And the balance changes expected to go live next week. Okay, that is why I'm making this video, because it has not yet happened, so we can prepare. That's the best part of it. It's only going to happen next week, and next week can mean as early as Monday, because Monday the AXIE rewards are coming out. Anyways, I'm digressing. Let's go straight into the changes. Look at this. Nemo Tail, Cottontail, Spiky Wing, Winghorn, Gerbil, and Toothless Bite will be undergoing changes. These are the old effects, and then these are the new effects. If you see here, X means no changes. What I'm looking at is that there are buffs to Spiky Wing, Winghorn, Gerbil, and Toothless Bite, whereas there are nerfs to Cottontail and Nemo. And it is pretty much quite straightforward what the nerfs and buffs are. Cottontail and Nemo now heals for 5 instead of 15. Spiky Wing is a 65 damage card which deals 25% more damage to shield, so that changes. It is now 65 damage, no change for that, but it deals pure damage instead of 25% more damage to shield. So this they should have done with Curly at the same time, but I don't know why they forgot about this, so I'm glad it's in now. Gerbil and Toothless Bite, there are no changes besides the attack damage going up. That's it. So the old effect is still there. Target the second closest enemy and target the furthest enemy, which I think are pretty lame. If they want to change, they should have changed that as well. But I get it. Maybe they're really rushing through the changes. I don't really understand, but if they actually bump the attack up, then those who already own Gerbil and Toothless Bite will be much happier with the attack upgrade. What I really noticed is Cottontail and Nemo will no longer have that much of a healing compared to the old stat. 15 heal is so good. Now they're lowering it to 5. So this makes those charms which gives extra healing suddenly so much more useful. Especially those which are epic, rare and above. Charm of Faith 3 plus 7 to healing, for example, will suddenly make a 5 healing become a 12 healing, so that's pretty great. Now I've struck out everything and just showed you what's the original one, so you don't have to look at two different charts at the same time. You can just look at the one on top. So yeah, that's the changes. 5, 35, 70, 70. Winghorn changed a little bit. Bloodlust. Now as you can see here, the runes they're gonna change this time is Bloodlust and Endless Anger, which in case for Bloodlust the old effect is single attack steal 12 HP, AoE multi-hit steal 3. They do not hit for 12 and steal 12. They will only steal 12 if it causes HP loss. Very big difference, guys. Very big difference. It is no longer a minus 12 plus 12 if and only if you don't break the shield. If you don't break the shield, you don't do anything. Nothing. Bloodlust is useless. But once you break the shield, the effects are still the same. You still steal 12. Yeah, so now I put the -0, it's just for the illustration of shield. Okay, it's not really like -0 like plus 12. It still steals HP. It's still -12 plus 12 only if you cause HP loss. As long as you cause at least 1 HP loss, it is good enough for Bloodlust to trigger. It makes sense, huh? Same goes for the solo. For the Endless Anger, gain 2 rage when your turn starts. Rage grants 3 bonus damage to single target attacks per stack. AoE grants half. So instead of 3 damage per stack, it's now 1.5 per stack. What does that tell you? Because Sky Mavis loves the round down, that's only 1 damage per stack. While I let you process this, we go back a little bit to Bloodlust. Now, if you use an AoE attack and the attack deals 1 damage HP loss, you'll be super sure that it will cause a steal HP, a HP steal. But if it's a multi-hit, I have a feeling the entire multi-hit is calculated throughout the entire the multi-hit which causes the HP loss will steal that 4 HP. whereas the one which didn't break will not cause it. So that's a very big nerf. I hope that's clear. That clears up a little bit on Bloodlust. So if the guy has 15 shield and you deal 4 hits with 4 damage per hit, you will only gain 4 HP instead of the entire 16 HP if you were to hit 4 hits to the guy, because your 3 hits will hit the shield, the last hit will break the shield, and you only steal 4 HP. Back to Endless Anger. If you see this, 1.5 damage per stack is now rounded down to 1 per stack, because it doesn't matter unless it's a full number. So if you have maximum 9 stacks, okay, while we're calculating that, let's look. 1.5 is 1, 3 is 3, 4.5 is 4. Are you seeing a pattern here? It is a rounded down solution to the problem. What Endless Anger is trying to do now is, actually what Sky Mavis is trying to do now is half everything for AoE. This is what I'm noticing. So if you have 9 stacks on Endless Anger, instead of dealing in the past, what was that, 27 damage, which is busted AF, now you only deal 13 damage. And this is summarized with the next slide from them, from me actually, but I'm just condensing all the information. AoE is too strong, and so we have adjusted this accordingly. Take a look at Bubble. In the past it's 1.4% per stack. Now it's 0.7% if it's AoE per stack. It's just half. Imagine it's got SpongeBob SquarePants doing the rainbow thing, but then instead of a good news, it's bad news. Yeah, that is the very big TLDR for this entire balance patch. And I'm pretty sad because I use Bubble. So should I explain why I'm sad, or should we just move on? You know, I'm gonna stay on that. Why am I sad? Let me tell you why. Bubble isn't as busted as you think it is. Well, it is busted in AoE, in AoE, but now once it's no longer AoE centric, Bubble isn't as busted as you think. Bubble, we're gonna make very simple maths here. If you want to correct me, you can make the entire breakdown in the comments out, and I'll gladly appreciate you for it. 1 bubble is just 1 damage per 100 HP. So if your AXIE has 300 HP, very simply, 1 bubble stack is just 3 damage. 3 damage! That's nothing compared to the busted insane runes available out there, or the insane buffs available. Damage boost is better, strictly better. Now if you have 300 HP, you might have 3 to 4 extra damage per bubble stack. Is that broken? I don't think it's broken. I really don't think it's broken. With the AoE new effect, we're getting half of that. So 1 damage per 100 HP? No, 0 damage per 100 HP if you are using an AoE attack. Why? Because Sky Mavis loves to round down. Therefore, you need minimum 200 HP for your AoE attacks to deal even 1 damage. Now I am overemphasizing here. It might be an exaggeration, we don't know. This is just the stats we know from theory. We have to test it out, and I will see it being tested out in the arena. So I'm very excited to see what happens next week. This is just a very, very rough speculation. Yeah, max 3 to 4 damage. We don't know. Can it go higher? It definitely won't go higher if it's AoE. You're gonna get only 1 to 2. So whatever calculation you make for the single attack, you need to half it for the new attack. After halving it, then you have to round down. So maximum 1 to 2 damage only. 3 damage if your AXIE is those crazy pumped up to the gills rune stat charm max AXIE, which has all of the HP vitality stat, all of it, and all of it at epic level. Yeah, maybe you can deal 3 damage per AoE. Maybe. That's a very big maybe. And I'm talking about 1 bubble here. Maximum, how many bubbles can you get? 3 bubble? So with bubble, if you're really pumped up to the gills, you can maybe get maximum 6 damage if you're an AoE guy, which has been significantly nerfed compared to last time. Last time you can get maybe 16 damage, 15 damage, and that's a lot. That's a lot of damage. Let's look at Rage. Let's look at Rage. The old effect is really simple. 2 bonus damage per stack, but 1 extra damage from direct attacks. Now, it's the same thing. It's just that AoE attacks deal half of the bonus damage. That means it's a very simple translation here. 1 rage equals to 1 bonus damage. 9 rage, which is the maximum before you go into Fury form, equals to 9 bonus damage. So it's a very big nerf for AoE. If you're using an AoE team, you are significantly nerfed. In fact, your leaderboard ranking, you should just probably add like a 500 to the leaderboard ranking. Or if you're a challenger, maybe you go down to Dragon until you learn how to cope with this and manage your team better and play excellently. Maybe you can make up for the difference, but for now I think AoE is significantly nerfed because of this, and it looks like the developers really don't like AoE, and I understand where they're coming from. Okay, let's look at these mystic charms. What changed about this? If you really take a look at it, it's a very straightforward change. We adjusted this charm so that the interaction of AoE is not overpowered while still maintaining a normal effect when used with single target attacks. So yeah, it's the same thing again. It's just half half everything. So instead of applying bleed for 4 turns, instead of applying vulnerable, weak, and fragile for 4 turns, it's 2 turns now. If it's an AoE, they just half it. So if you're an AoE player now, suddenly all these charms are no longer as attractive to you as before. Yeah, if you're using a Hidden Razor, you'd be super sad. Jellyfish, you'd be super sad. If you're using a lazy sail or flamingo hammer, I'm not sure. I don't think you're really affected by it. Because in the past I don't see much players using it in the first place. So if they have not using it in the first place, they have no reason to buy it and try it now. So I guess that's a win-win for them and Sky Mavis. I don't know. I guess that's it. That is it for today's breakdown for the patch meet season 1. I hope this information helps you and you can start preparing right now. Take care.